Today on the podcast, we are featuring the Sydney-based electronic pop group D.E.L. Learn more about them and listen to their track, Bloom. Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast, where we talk all things music. I'm your host, Jeanette Kinzel, music blogger and enthusiast. Let's get started with today's episode. Just popping in to give you a heads up. This podcast contains paid promotional content. That means we were compensated for the feature. All opinions are our own, and we only choose to represent music that we truly dig. Now on with the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette. Today I'm talking about the group D.E.L. So D.E.L hails from the other side of the world, at least according to where I am, because I'm in New Jersey. So they are hailing from Sydney, Australia, and the project was started by the music writer, producer, and multimedia artist Timm Hoyde and his two brothers, Nick and Joseph. After doing some research online, there was very little I could find about the band itself. There was limited information as to like how long they've been together or where they kind of started, but that's okay in the long run because I'm here kind of more to talk about the music anyway. So even though we don't know a lot about D.E.L the group, we can still talk about the music itself and how it kind of impacts you as a listener. So the song that I'll be referring to is their track Bloom. This is the first and only track that I've heard from them. I do have to say I was intrigued and liked this from the first listen. I do have a tendency to go towards electronic music and dance music, so maybe I could be a little biased since this is in my wheelhouse of things that I like. Another thing I liked about this track was the highs and lows to the song. I know I talk a lot about songs having like a dichotomy of light and dark and layered songs with, kind of creating multiple, soundscapes or just kind of layers of like music and the way it makes you feel. And that's something that was definitely illustrated in this song, which I really enjoyed. As I've been doing this podcast and looking at different music and listening to different music, I've been trying to pay more attention to the lyrics in songs because normally I just listen to the music, and when you listen to the music and then you also listen to the lyrics, I feel like you get so much more. And that was something that was apparent in this song because if you look at the music, it has a lot of upbeat music, and it's got a lot of like futuristic different types of dance rhythms and also even alternative beats in it, and it's kind of like these highs. But then when you listen to the lyrics are kind of like not really they're more of a downer, I would say. They typically, they talk about, like the chorus goes, stuck inside my head, we grew apart instead, what happened to my friends? So there's a lot of like negative and sadness in the lyrics, but there's also this hopeful, positive radiance essence that comes from the music, which makes for a really interesting combination. Sometimes you think about sad songs, the music is sad, the lyrics are sad, but when there's like upbeat when there's upbeat music and downbeat lyrics, it kind of gives it another dimension and another feeling. So it kind of makes the song a little bit more interesting and kind of, as the listener, you're like, oh, okay, like this is an interesting, this is a song that's a little bit more, it makes it more comprehensive. It gives it a little bit more significance, and it also gives it depth. When the band talked about the track, they were hoping to create a thoughtful song with a duality of both dark and lightness. And this was definitely achieved in my opinion. I feel like, the sadness in the lyrics is definitely overcome by the upbeat, energetic melodies. Basically, when describing the track, they said that Bloom blends a picture of both melancholy through its vocals and a feeling of hope through its pulsating, genre-bending instrumentation. Bloom aims to be both a nostalgic and thought-provoking pop tune. And I feel like this was definitely achieved. The song has a melding of emotions, everything from angst to uncertainty. It's also been referred to as a kaleidoscope of sound. And So you can, kaleidoscope basically is that thing that you put on your eye and you turn it, and there's, different elements coming together to make something that's bigger and different, and that is evident to the listener. The vocals are also something that stand out to me. They have a nice ambient and pair really well with the music. So it makes for another layer to the music, creating this high energy and melodic fun track. When it comes to their musical influences, I read that they are inspired by subculture music and art as a whole. D.E.L has been said to appeal to fans of groups like Joji, Flume, Golden Vessel, Forward, and Madeon. So all in all, I would say that D.E.L has a pretty interesting and unique sound, and they would appeal to people who are into dance music, and maybe even people who aren't into dance music. If you are into musical soundscapes and something that is more in depth, this might be something right up your alley. But hearing is believing, as they say. So I'll play the track now for you, and you can take a listen and make a decision for yourself if this is something that you like listening to. So without further ado, here is Bloom by D.E.L.
I've been holding on to days, try to remember your face. Moments come and moments fade, I know. It's the silence in the room, all things reminding me of you. Do you think about it too? I hope. Stuck inside my head. Stuck inside my head.
We would love to know what you think about this track. You can tell us in a comment on our podcast episode webpage, or leave us an audio comment at the link in the episode summary. For more information on D.E.L, check out his official website at www.I'm2emotional.co. That's 2 with the letters T-O-O. You can also follow him on Facebook at the handle D.3.L Music, and find him on Instagram at the handle D.E.L Music. If you're looking for more new music, be sure to subscribe to our podcast. See our other podcast episodes and as well as our music features on our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com. That's EATSLEEPBREATHEMUSIC.com. Thanks so much for listening to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. To find new music and learn more about what we do, you can check out our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com.